What's up, guys? Nikko with The Hunt, coming at you from the woods, and we are on a trail. But not just any trail. This trail cuts through close to 13,000 acres of publicly accessible hunting land. So we do have an awesome trail that we can walk that's going to cut, zigzag, and wind through the bigger part of this property. And why is that important? Because one, we're scouting for deer season, and this piece is inaccessible by anything with wheels. So if you have a deer cart, a bicycle, anything like that, you cannot bring it on here. It is foot traffic only. So the further you get in, the harder it is to get things in and out, and I think it's got lower pressure. But even more important is it is early season small game. That means squirrels, and I love squirrels. So we are out here this morning with close to an 80-year-old boomstick right here. We're going to be throwing some 12 gauge shot at some tree rats if we can find them this morning. It is a beautiful morning, and we're going to cook them up something special, assuming we can find them. So let's get down this trail and see what we can put together for you guys. Hey guys, I'm waiting out a couple squirrels that went up into this den right here, and I walked through a spider web. But one thing, a sure sign that fall is on its way, these guys start showing up. Ringless honey mushrooms. Now, if you don't know much about mushrooms, don't just go foraging and picking up whatever and eating it. Make sure you know what it is. I am 100% for sure these are ringless honey mushrooms. They're a mild mushroom. They are delicious. They go great in like soups and stews and stuff like that. You have to make sure you cook them really, really well, or they'll give you the little upset belly. That being said, we're going to pack this little bundle with us. Whatever tree rats we can come up with, we're going to cook something up with them. A little extra natural forage for you. There's one down. That was a little rough because he was eating on a nut, and I couldn't get a bead on him, and I didn't want to just wish one off into the leaves. I like to find my shotgun shell. Oh, I'd like to find my shotgun shell. I don't like to just leave stuff laying in the woods. Anyway, we hit him. It was a little bit of a long shot for this old gun, but we gave him a second. He dropped out the tree. I watched him hit down here. And there we go. I hope that was halfway on camera, but there he is. He was directly up here. I don't know if you guys could see that one little branch right there sticking out. He was right there eating on it. Took a fall. There's my wad. There's my wad for my shot shell. You don't get that a lot. That's kind of cool. We'll pack that up. Looks like they're eating on these. Yeah, check this out. Here's all these cuttings from where he's eating at. So right on. Good for us. Let's go get a couple more. This ain't about the hunting, it's about the eating for this one. So let's get at her. All right, guys, we are back in from the woods. Like I said, this isn't necessarily directly about hunting as much as it is about taking care of something we have already hunted. So we have a couple of squirrels from the morning. We're going to cook them up really quick, really easy. The idea being you're out in the morning, you come home, you clean your squirrels, you just want to have a good breakfast and get on with your day. This is going to have you covered right there. It's going to be awesome. So we only need a couple ingredients to get this thing rolling, and it goes down like this. Okay, so it's going to kind of run down like this. We need a Ziploc bag, a decent knife, squirrels from our morning's hunt, flour, hefty amount of salt. This is cornstarch, which is kind of our secret ingredient. And then we're also going to take some of our custom blend of fin and feather seasoning right here. Then just grab you a can of your favorite biscuits. We got ours right here. All right, let's get started. How we're going to start this is we're going to go ahead and quarter out our squirrel. And what that's going to consist of is just separating the legs from the midsection, from the front legs, and we're going to take off the skirt. The ribs and kind of the side belly, kind of where you get the bacon from a pig, there's nothing worth eating on a squirrel. They're just so little, there's so many bones. Just cut it out. That's why we want a good knife that can handle splitting them little bones and not chipping up. So we're going to do that, get everything in our marinade and let it sit while then we'll get our biscuits. So I'll show you how we do this. I'm going to start off by kind of drawing an imaginary line right through here and just popping those squirrels right there. And then we're going to take that same hip bone right down the center and pop them. We're going to do that for all of our bits. On the front. Then we're going to remove the skirt or the rib cage. If you have scissors, this is a lot easier to do, but I do not. So one squirrel is going to come out like this. You're going to have 6 pieces, okay? I'll go ahead and chop this other one up. Alright, so what you're going to end up with is 4 midsections. So you've got the lower loin and the shoulders, 4 front legs, 4 back legs. Now we've already soaked these guys and cleaned them all up. There might be a little blood. Don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. We are not going to throw away this trim though. This is going to go in for game stock later. So we always save this kind of stuff. So we're going to set that aside. And then once we've got everything all parceled out, we're going to go ahead and get our marinade going. What we're going to do is we're going to take all of our quarter pieces, dump them in a baggie. Okay? Then we're going to hit it with just a little bit of water. We're going to hit it, a little bit of water. This is just to get that cornstarch slurry started. We're going to hit that cornstarch. Get a little seasoning in there. It's not that big a deal. We're using about 2.5 tablespoons or so, or teaspoons or so, of that cornstarch. And we're just going to kind of mix, knead all this up. Ooh, this has a hole in it already. until it kind of starts to gum up on us. If you need to add a little bit of flour at this point to kind of thicken it up, or more cornstarch, go for it. Now we're going to take this cornstarch slurry, and if you have any marinades or anything like that that you like, go ahead and add them at this time. We're going very basic, very plain. It's just going to be a quick one. So we got everything sitting in cornstarch. You know what we're going to do? We're going to throw in a little salt. Salt everything. Good idea. A little pinch of salt. Can't go wrong with pre-cooked salt. Okay, so keep the air out. This guy's going to go in the refrigerator. We're going to get our biscuits ready. All right, so we got that all put away, and we have preheated our oven, and we've preheated a skillet. What we're going to do is we're going to take that skillet, and we're going to go ahead and pack our selected biscuits into the skillet. I feel like, man, that's annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like preheating the skillet helps add a little bit of extra crunch to the ends, which I love. So, take our biscuits. Boom! Give her some love, and we're just going to go ahead and pack these things right in there. Lost it today, guys. Just ain't there. I just ain't there. Okay. So now we're going to carefully move our biscuits to the oven. And set our timer. We're going to give that a couple minutes to kind of get on its way. Let that squirrel marinate for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and let that cornstarch and that seep into the muscle. It's going to help break down some fibers, give us a little bit more tender of a squirrel whenever we go to bite into it, because as you guys probably know, anything that comes straight from the woods right onto your table has a tendency to be tough. I don't care if it's a rabbit, a squirrel, a fawn, or a 10-year-old buck. Letting stuff rest, freezing it first, doing something a little extra it's kind of just, you got to do it. So we're going to let that rest for about 10 minutes in there, and we'll come right back and pick up where we left off. All right, so here's what we're looking at. Nice hot oil. We're going to lay these bad boys down in there and give them a nice, good fry. We have we've got all of our stuff fried out. We got rid of our old grease. We left all the crummies in the bottom because we want that. We're going to start off by getting this bad boy back on a medium low heat. Big old gobble of butter. Melt that bad boy down. Now any type of fat will work with this. Pork lard's great. One of the best things is schmaltz, which is basically chicken fat. So when you're roasting a whole chicken or a whole turkey and you get all them drippings and that at the bottom, save that up, put it in the refrigerator, because man, you just about can't beat it. Got our butter melted. We're gonna cook in some flour. Enough flour to suck up all that nice, yummy butter and fat. We want to stir this pretty continuously because we do not want it to burn. We just want it to kind of brown. Now, you see how it's kind of clumpy and wanting to stay together? This is a very basic roux. We're not going to get super fancy with it. A lot of people will cook this for however long they want to feel fancy for, and I'm sure there's a 80-year-old grandma somewhere cussing me out telling me I'm doing it wrong. But we're not making a lot, and this is just supposed to be a quick breakfast. So we've got a generic roux kind of going, and then we're going to grab some milk. We're going to add in a little bit. Don't let it scorch, and we're just going to build up this ball of goo, basically. Just adding milk little bits at a time until it's a nice thick gravy. Because that's really all gravy is. White gravy, anyway. I hope I got enough milk. Probably not. So now we've got, the gravy's pretty well made. We're going to take it off the heat. Most of these clumps right here, this is all the fried up bits from whenever we fried everything up. It's got lots of nice flavor. What we're going to do is we're going to hit this with a little bit of black pepper right here on the top. And a little bit of salt if I can find it. Of course I can. Not too awful much. Stir that in. And this is a very basic white or sawmill style gravy. Let's get this plated up and show you guys how it's going to look all together. Alright guys, and this is an awesome breakfast. Pulled up from just a couple squirrels and a can of biscuits. Super easy. Any of you guys can make this at home. It is not a big deal. So what we're going to look at here is getting us a good biscuit. It's probably one of my favorite things in the world are these biscuits right here. I'm telling you what. We'll take our biscuit, tear her in half. Alright. We're going to do this up with some homemade apricot jam. My wife makes probably the single best preserves on the planet, and I will fight you for it. You want to go? But we're going to get that loaded up. Makes me happy. Making a mess, and I don't even care. That's how good it is. I don't even care. Alright. So we've got that. Then we're going to plate up our squirrel. So, I'm a leg guy. We're going to boom. Couple of legs. Midsection. Right? We're going to take our ultra thick gravy right on top of there. And I probably would have added a little extra milk to this when I was making it. This is a little bit thicker than I normally like, but okay guys, we made it. One way or another, we made it. Between cats screaming, dog huffing back there. I don't know. There's only so much I can do. But we made it. Absolutely delicious breakfast. Hope you guys like it. I like to do more like this. If you can get me up to, oh, let's say 50. If I can get 50 likes on this, we're going to go for round 2. We'll knock this up a notch, do something a little bit nicer. If I can get 100 likes on this, I'm going to take you guys squirrel hunting and break down how I go about early season squirrel hunting here in southern Illinois. My dog's about to have a fit because he can smell it and he wants it. My wife's waiting in the back. She's hungry. She can smell it. So I'm going to make sure that this is good, and I may just have to holler at you guys next time. Yeah.